that report. And one thing we also feel in common is that we're in the business of offending powerful people. But guess one thing that happened this time around? This is the most powerful people that he has offended bowed at the feet of Pius. Guess who? Saraki.
Alright, so I was going to talk about that. That you guys have both, you are both common in terms of the enemies you have, and you share same ideology against
So let's go.
So now that he's gone, so what does that mean to the fight against mediocrity?
And we'll finish up. We'll continue.
You know,
Let's go. Let's go.
Contested the presidential election in Nigeria 2 weeks ago. Let's celebrate Mr. Sowore. Please, let's put our hands together for me.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's typically not a place I would have loved to speak, because what happened was that a few hours before I left Nigeria, after running unsuccessfully to become Nigeria's president, I got a call from a friend of ours that the plane that crashed in Ethiopia might have in it Pius Adesanmi. And my reaction was immediate. I said it's not possible that Pius is inside that plane. But I know one thing about Pius. He will let everybody react, and then you write a nice memo to the rest of us and say, thank you for so much love that you have for me. It is not yet my time. There is something that was not spoken about today inside the foyer. The Nigerian sad attempt on Pius's life before the air crash. Pius actually had an auto accident last year, and he almost died. He didn't die from the impact, but he almost died of negligence. He was bleeding, and there was nobody to help him stop the bleeding because there were no doctors in the hospital where he was taken after he was rescued. There were no nurses. There was no medicine in sight. That was the first attempt on Pius's life. And when he was returning from that episode, I was in Nigeria running for office, and he called me, as he usually would say. He said, Sowore, I don't know what you people are still doing here. Me, I'm done with Nigeria. I am leaving. I said, let me meet you at the airport. He said, I cannot even wait for you to meet me at the airport. I want to go to the other side of the airport that has nothing to do with Nigeria. That is the departure lounge. I eventually didn't meet him. But you know, Pius, the moment he got cured of the injury from the auto accident, he started thinking about Nigeria again. He started working for Africa. Until the very end, Pius loved Africa, he loved Nigeria, and he loved people. Let me share something with you guys today, and I will end. I am not here to say something that you haven't heard. 2 weeks before the presidential election, Pius called me. He was driving as usual, and he said, Sowore, I want to talk to you. Where are you? I said, I'm in Abuja. I'm trying to become president. He said, are you still hoping that something can change in Nigeria? I said, of course, that's why I want to be president. He then said to me, I don't think these people will let you be president. So how about we start planning for 2023? I said to Pius, you know the work we do now, me and you. We are in the business of offending powerful people. How are you sure that you and I can live up to 2023. That was what I told him. And as usual, that was how
I spoke to him. He said he would call me back.
He never did it today. But something happened that will make every one of you standing here proud of Pius and the life he lived. Even his worst enemies bowed to him in death. You know, I like naming names. Somebody went to his memorial last week in Abuja. Guess who? Bukola Saraki. I can tell you, between Bukola Saraki and Dido Belai, the assassination of Pius was across their mind several times based on his writing. My own assassination, I'm sure they signed up on it several times. But we're just here on borrowed time. And that alone was the biggest consolation I have from his death. That when powerful people die, when great minds die, even their worst enemies will bow before them. And I just have to tell Pius, wherever you may be, because I'm sure you are probably somewhere laughing at us that we are crying, because it's exactly how you wanted to live. You wrote about it, you talked about it, you joked about it, that you will live in a grandiose manner. Pius is living at a time that even the aircraft that killed Pius have courage to bear the loss. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Odili. We appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, next on my list will be Her Excellency, the South African Ambassador or High Commissioner to Canada, in person of Ms. Sibongezeni Lamini Motambro. Let's put our hands together for Her Excellency. Let's celebrate her, please.
So, but you know, I hope you want to bring us next. You'll have to. So I can promise you, I'll participate on just like this. Yeah, this is a promise. That's great. Next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good afternoon. It is very sad to stand here in front of you today, paying our last respect to Professor Adesanmi. The South African High Commission is deeply shaken. We worked with him very closely. You will know that his work transcended beyond cultures, transcended beyond oceans. It transcended such that the vibrancy of the African community was known everywhere. So today, I am very, very sad to be standing here next to you, standing here in front of you. And I can only say to his wife, please accept what has happened. It's God's will. And to the whole community that is here today, it has happened. There is nothing we can do beyond that. But may his memories live in us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We appreciate that. Next on my list is the Honorary Consul for the Botswana Republic in Canada. He is the Honorary Consul for the Consulate of the Republic of Botswana in Canada. Let's celebrate His Excellency Mr. Samuel Ogale Obo. Let's put our hands together for him, please. Let's put our hands together for him.
Good evening, everyone. This is not a time for speech or speeches, but this is just to celebrate the life of Pius Adesanmi. Many of us here may not actually know the extent and reach of Pius Adesanmi's life. I first met Pius Adesanmi during my investiture as the president of the Royal Architectural Institute of Canada.
Okay, take me and
so Toronto is when Pius Adesanmi came to the event here in Ottawa, the Fairmont Hotel, his presence was, very noticeable with a lot of the things that he did. He stretched his hands, and wherever any African is, Pius is always there. As the first African Canadian to be president,
I don't know now. Every day. They don't write I always say that our members
to virtually everyone
is not more than 60. You understand? It's very funny.
Surprisingly,
you know what they do? They just give you
day
one.
after Pius actually wrote and that's people that actually have made
exactly. They want to
make the personality. And the title of the article, just to give you an example of how Pius impacted people's lives, was an article where he wrote the Nigerian who conquered Canadian architecture.
They can't deceive people.
And a lot of us were actually quite surprised that, someone that is a professor of literature, professor of architecture, has in-depth knowledge of what architecture is. Anyway, I would like to use this opportunity to express our condolences on behalf of, as a representative of the Republic of Botswana. Pius has been very instrumental. I would like to express our condolences to make who you are as a that Pius really touched every part of Africa. For those of us who live in Nigeria, in the architectural community from the Republic of Ottawa, very appreciative of having Pius with us and wishing the fortitude to bear this great loss. Thank you very much.
Whatever is called. Go to the PIN number.
Thank you, sir.
That's what I'm saying. When it's
ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, this is a very important announcement. Someone mistakenly took another person's jacket. Please check the jacket you're putting on. It's a black unisex jacket. The challenge here is it has the keys to the owner's cars. So you need to check the jacket you're wearing, especially if you have a black one on, to be sure you have the right jacket. Thank you. If you found it, you can see me right away. Thank you. We appreciate that. Next up, come over to have a word for us regarding our departed brother. Is a very close friend of Pius, a childhood friend for that matter. His name is Temitope Oriola, Dr. Temitope Oriola. He's an associate professor from University of Alberta. Let's welcome Professor Oriola, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Well, I would just like to read a few words from a tribute that I wrote for Professor Adesanmi a few days ago. That tribute was published on Monday. I don't know if Professor Adesanmi has had the chance to read it. I'm going to show it to you, but I'll focus on some of the more relevant parts of the tribute, especially the parts concerning Mr. Adesanmi. I was here just last month on a visit to the Adesanmis. And Professor Adesanmi was at the airport to pick me up. And he mentioned how blessed he was to have his wife. He was sure that very few marriages could survive his schedule and other demands of his career. He told me that his wife was his polar opposite. Unlike him, Muyiwa did not like to travel and was always keen to return home to cook, sleep in her bed. This was fascinating to me, as Muyiwa's father had just retired as a pastor.
Oh, okay.
Now, Adesanmi also took delight in his daughter, Touche. He radiated such joy at her presence. We spoke about some of the ways that Tishe tackled our father. And of course, many of Adesanmi's followers on social media would be familiar with Tishe. Now, this may interest you. Tishe and I played a soccer game. The family home earlier that evening. And I told Pius how Tishe won the game, largely because she made the rules and changed them as the game progressed. It was truly hilarious. And as I conclude, I just want to say that it's been an honor and privilege to have met Professor Pius Adesanmi at close quarters.
Hold on, I want to take two of you.
I'm confident that he is and I'm also confident that that bond that we established while he was alive would never be broken. The Lord bless you. Thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you, Prof. We appreciate your time and kind words. And it is a prayer indeed that the Lord of heaven will stand Pius family and will get us up as well, and will go beyond what Pius was able to achieve in the name of Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor once again Mr. Omoyele Ottawa. He is the president of NCBN Ottawa. Let's welcome Mr. Omoyele.
That was supposed to organize all the things.
Your Excellency.
Wow. But they didn't think we were serious. But now I know that they were.
At times like this,
I know now you know.
A feeling of sadness, a feeling of joy.
Oh, yeah.
Joy because today we are celebrating someone to be proud of. For me as a Nigerian, for NCBN, as an ambassador of our great country. But more than that, Pius was a citizen of the world. His life, as we can see, crossed all geographical boundaries. I'll just read a bit from the tribute that I wrote, and I titled it, Not How Long. In 47 short years, you achieved much more than most of your peers. By this, you have demonstrated that creating a legacy and making an impact on humanity and society is not determined by how long you live, the opportunities created for you, or even the connections you may have, but on staying true to your values and making them sacred. Testimonies are found of your contribution to education, to the youth, communities, colleagues, friends, and every circle you're associated with. The consolation that is that even in death, your voice is still so loud, never to be silenced. Rest in peace. Now, our friend, our brother, our fellow compatriot has set a very high standard for us all, and for us is to go back and reflect on what we'd like to be remembered for, and to let this legacy live, our legacies live far beyond us, just like that of our parents. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Mr. God bless you. We appreciate that. As we begin to wind up this session, we're going to have the president of Nigeria-Canada Association. The president of Nigeria-Canada Association. Let's welcome him to the podium as he gives his word. Let's celebrate him, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. All protocols observed. I think the only protocol today is to thank God for the life of our dear brother and friend. Yesterday I was at Pius's residence, and we were all wearing long faces. Our community feeling so sad. But someone said a very profound word, a very important message that was needed. And I just want to share that message with you all. I felt that God put it in his heart to put out there so that we can use that as we celebrate the life of Pius. His message encapsulated Pius as a whole, as someone whose life brought so much joy and inspiration. He provided wisdom and knowledge to those who needed it. He provided laughter to those who were sad. He provided hope for those who were hopeless. And specifically for Africa as a continent and Nigeria as a country, he provided the missing link, which most often is exploited when we are tied with the wrong end of the deal all the time. Finance was a shining light to the world. He represented us in such a way that we are so proud of him. And so today we celebrate his life. We don't know him. He lived such a short life, but he was so fulfilling in everything that he did. And so, I ask you all to join us celebrating this very special person. Don't depart it, or will never be forgotten. And our children will look up to him as an inspiration so that they can be better than him. And our community and our society can be better for it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. Thank you very much. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the President Nigeria Israel Association. Ladies and gentlemen, just like every speaker mentioned, we are celebrating a life that is worth celebrating. Pius, though is no longer physically present with us, but Pius lived on. And that is why we are proud to be identified with this great and illustrious son of Africa. I've been told also the fruits and the snacks are meant for us, and we shouldn't be able to pick up something to eat. Let's rejoice. We are not mourning. We are celebrating a life that is well lived. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not really how far, but how well a man lives. At this juncture, I'm going to call on Dr. Adesanmi to give us a vote of thanks. Let's celebrate Dr. Adesanmi, please.